Well, today was just a day filled with Nintendo Switch rumors and a new Pikmin game. Technically, this was all yesterday, but we're talking about it today here on Gamexplain. I am Joey. I'm joined by Tom, and today we're going to talk about the new Nintendo Switch Pro report from Bloomberg, and then we're going to jump into some Pikmin talk because Pikmin is coming back with a new game, like a brand new game, not just a deluxe port from a Wii U game. A brand new game coming to mobile devices, though. And it's not technically called a game, it's a mobile experience, but we'll get to that later. But for now, the first thing I want to talk about is the new Bloomberg report for the Nintendo Switch Pro. It's not going to be called the Switch Pro, most likely, but that's just the name we're giving it. And the biggest rumor from this report is that this new Nintendo Switch model is going to have a new NVIDIA chip that will be supporting DLSS. And what this does is it takes an image that's around whatever resolution you want it to be. Some people start at 720p, some will even go as low as 576p, and it will convert the image using AI. It'll upscale it to 4K, and to say upscale is not too accurate. It literally uses AI to recreate the image and make it 4K. Tom, what do you think of this?
It's really neat to see. Like, you showed me that video preview where with DLSS, the Death Stranding actually looked better with it than at native 4K.
Yes.
I guess this technology has been around since 2018, but still for Nintendo to use such a new technology, it doesn't always happen. Like, I guess 3D was kind of new when we had the 3DS, so maybe it's not out of the question, but normally it's more time-tested technologies that Nintendo uses. But it makes sense considering Nintendo has already tapped NVIDIA for the chips in the past. It has been out for a few years, DLSS, and I believe it's already on a version 2, so yeah, I could see Nintendo using it because of that. I mean, it's in the latest NVIDIA graphics cards. I'd be more likely to get it to be able to try it with this Switch than actually obtaining one of those new graphics cards based on the current market. But it's exciting to see, and it probably will help keep the price down of this new Switch model, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of DLSS as well. And yeah, the 2.0 is pretty much, I heard 1.0 wasn't as good as refined, but 2.0 just came in and said, hey, we're taking over. This is the good stuff right here. And I noticed, like, in some Digital Foundry videos about it, there are some, like, very minor issues with it. Like, it doesn't translate hair very well, from what I remember.
Yeah.
But the report also stated, it didn't state which version of DLSS it would use. Maybe it would use, like, a modified version made for the Tegra cards, because as it is, DLSS is only compatible with the RTX cards right now. I think there are some AMD cards that are going to use it or are already using it right now, but it's not RTX branded.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see how well this, assuming this is true. It wouldn't surprise me if this wasn't true, but this is from Bloomberg, so it's kind of, there's some weight to this rumor, I think, and it's something we've been talking about too, especially with NVIDIA, like, inventing this really, really cool AI-based software that it just makes the games run. It still makes the games run well at a full 4K or maybe even 8K imaging. I don't think that's going to happen on the Switch, but it could definitely happen on PC, of course. But assuming this is true, what is the first game that you want to boot up on your Switch to see how great it looks in 4K?
Oh, well, clearly not a Donkey Kong game, though, according to the fur issue. That's going to be tough for him, but I would have to go. I'd have to go Mario Odyssey, I think. I'd love to see that in 4K.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I'd have to go with Breath of the Wild. Like, yeah. Assuming Metroid Prime 4 isn't out by the time the Switch Pro is out. But yeah, like, I think Breath of the Wild is the first game I want to try with it. The report says it's not only, but it's mainly going to be utilized with upcoming games. Yeah. They didn't mention anything about older games. I'm sure they're going to want to to implement DLSS in some of their big hit titles like Breath of the Wild, just even as an example. Like, I remember when the PS4 Pro was coming out and they wanted to, emphasize the importance of it on their first-party games. I assume the same thing would happen with Nintendo titles, especially first-party ones like Odyssey, like Breath of the Wild. Maybe even Mario Kart would look great in 4K, but yeah, it's we still don't know if this is true, but it's fun to dream, isn't it?
Yeah, they said it wouldn't just automatically apply to all games, but considering how, let's say when Labo VR came out, they offered some support for a few games just to show an example of it. This would be bigger because it would be the whole game. So yeah, I could see that for a few select titles, and probably I would see it being a free update if they did it, unless they decided to add a bit of DLC content to them. But I think they'd probably just do it. Like, you'd have to play it on the new system anyway. That would be like the price for admission already.
For sure. And I don't think this is gonna make third-party games look like PS5 or Xbox Series X games, because they still have to meet they have to meet in the middle somewhere. I still think games like Doom and Wolfenstein are still gonna look as good as they looked on the Switch. The only difference is you'd be able to theoretically make them look 4K. Maybe they'll find some way to make the game's base resolution way lower, somehow way lower than it already is on Switch, to make them run at 60 frames per second. But I don't see how they could do that. But DLSS might be coming to a new Nintendo Switch near you. We'll see. The report also says that they're not saying that it's going to cost this much, but they had an analyst working for Bloomberg say that they anticipate the system's going to be $100 more than the base Switch. So the regular Switch is $300. This means that the 4K Switch would be $400, which would kind of make sense, I guess. I just see some people having a problem with that price, but people are going to see 4K on that box, like the average consumer.
Yeah.
And they probably will just be like, oh, this does 4K like the PS5 and Series X does. So there you go.
And I mean, you can start at a higher price and work your way down. You can't start at a lower price and work your way up. So I assumed that the Switch would have a price drop, but hearing this, I guess it makes sense. I mean, everything is kind of selling out anyway with the new next generation consoles.
Yeah.
Why not charge more?
We shall see if these rumors come to fruition. Rumored launch date is around the holiday season time this year, so we'll be waiting. But we need to talk about more important things, that being Pikmin. These cute little creatures, they're getting their own mobile app. I've said mobile game at first, but the Nintendo Twitter account emphasized that this is a mobile app. It's going to use AR technology, similar to Pokemon Go, which, hey, what do you know? Same developers, Niantic, is working on this. Tom, what are your first initial thoughts when hearing about this app?
I was more excited to hear about this with more Pikmin, probably than when I heard about Pokemon Go at first. It sounds like a neat idea. Hopefully it'll get people walking outside again. And it makes sense with Pikmin. I'm thinking about what the scale might be. People are kind of looking down on their phone a lot. If you're just looking down and all of a sudden little Pikmin are there, it makes sense. So we aren't getting Pikmin 4 right away, but I'll take this and a unique take on Pikmin. And I know Nintendo always comes up with creative new ideas, so I think it makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you make a great point about Pikmin 4. Maybe this is kind of I don't want to say a precursor to Pikmin 4, but what better way to get Pikmin on the minds of people, especially those who have never played Pikmin before, than with a mobile app that can be a very successful one. Not as successful as Pokemon Go. I don't see that happening. No. But it could be very trendy. It could be an unexpected man, I just remember the first month of Pokemon Go and everyone was just playing that game, and maybe something similar could happen here, maybe to a lesser extent, because Pokemon Pikmin, obviously Pokemon's the more popular one, but it is definitely a really good way to get more people invested in Pikmin, because Pikmin's not one of the best-selling franchises of Nintendo. Pikmin 3 Deluxe did really well, though, so that's hopeful. But why stop there? Why not get this into the hands of more people, let them know what Pikmin is, make them fall in love with Pikmin, and maybe they'll consider picking up Pikmin 4 whenever that comes out. Maybe they'll pick up Pikmin 3 Deluxe because they just loved the mobile app so much. It's kind of like a marketing tool for me, is what I'm thinking from this app so far.
Yeah, I can see that. And also on the note of Pikmin 3 Deluxe, this studio making it for Niantic opened in 2018 in Tokyo, so maybe they were going to go ahead with this regardless of how Pikmin 3 Deluxe turned out. I mean, sometimes you can shoehorn or add on a property to an existing game later because it makes sense, but I think they had this idea in the works for a long time. So.
Before we started this discussion, you came up with a few ideas for what this app would be, because right now we don't have a clue. All we know is it's going to be AR, so we're definitely going to be seeing like Pikmin through our phones and whatnot in the real world. But how can you make a game out of that? Or how can you make an interactive experience out of that?
So for me, I'm thinking that you will be a bit like a giant Olimar. And
nice.
Like I was thinking, are the Pikmin going to be human size or tiny? I think probably tiny will be easiest. Hopefully they're quick enough to avoid oncoming footsteps by people. And
yeah.
I could see that maybe you go around and you collect Pikmin as you're walking. I could see that maybe you help drop items to them or help them in little challenges throughout the world. I'm not sure if it would be something like you have your own territory with Pikmin and you're fighting other people's Pikmin, or I'd say more against Bulborbs and stuff like that at first. And I would assume part of it with making walking more delightful, maybe a photo mode too, to encourage people sharing pictures, and you're sharing pictures with Pikmin, keeping it on the minds of others who aren't even playing the game.
I pre-registered for the app. I guess they're doing early testing. I think they did that for. I don't remember if they did it for Pokemon Go. I remember they did it for that Harry Potter game they did too. Yep. So that'll be interesting to see where it goes from here. It's also set to come out this year, so it could be another fun little summer thing like Pokemon Go was. I'm kind of looking forward to it because the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, wow, I really liked that Pokemon Go summer when that game originally came out. Yeah. Even though I don't see it being as big as Pokemon Go is, I still think it'll give us something fun to do.
Yeah, I wonder with this if you'd kind of wait till countries are mostly vaccinated and people can go out. I mean, you can kind of go out right now, but do you wait in case people congregate closely? Or you are right, though, I do see it coming out in summer, not like later this year being a fall-winter release. Nobody's going to be walking outside then.
Oh, no.
Here's my question for you, Joy. With Pikmin, you always have to bring the Pikmin back to the spaceship at night. Can you walk at night and play this game?
Oh no.
Is it like a hard mode?
Oh man, you see, that would be a really cool feature. I don't see them doing it for this though. I see them like wanting to make it playable like at all hours of the day whenever, because some people like to go outside late at night. Yeah. Some, especially if they're working, sometimes people go out really early in the morning. So that's a very good question, but it'd be nice if they had that as a little feature, like a little hard mode, like choose your preference sort of deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be interesting. But we shall see. What do you think this game is going to be called?
Pikmin. It's not going to be a numbered Pikmin.
Pikmin Go.
Pikmin Go. That it is possible. I mean, you would get the branding right away, and more people would pick it up.
Yeah, that's true. It would be called Hey Pikmin 2 or something.
Hey Pikmin Go.
Oh man. Hey Pikmin, go, leave, get out. So with this Pikmin Hey Go thing, whatever it's going to be called, being worked on by Niantic, who, just had a really good year in 2016 with Pokemon Go, and they're still having good years now because people are still playing it. What other franchises do you think they could be working on, or what do you want them to work on? And for me, it's got to be Metroid Prime Pinball Mobile. I saw someone post that on Twitter. I just want my Metroid mobile game, especially if it's going to get people interested in Metroid through mobile. But yeah, I don't really see like how they could do it like an AR style. I see a Mario AR game being a real thing, especially with playing it into Super Nintendo World, perhaps. Yep. Would be really cool. But Yeah, I want a Niantic F-Zero game. That's the one.
Just
you
maybe dodging traffic. It's like
exactly. Dodging traffic or using it while driving, encouraging safe driving skills. So bad.
maybe they gotta wait more for self-driving cars. With Metroid Pinball,
Exactly.
would it just set up a pinball layout in AR in front of you wherever you look, or on a wall, and you could play pinball?
Oh, that'd be really cool. That reminds me of what Microsoft HoloLens tried to do by making like putting on the glasses and making like any wall your own little TV to play games on.
Yeah, that's one downside of the phone. You kind of have to be able to stop or kind of look at it while walking. I lack that ability for the most part. I would get hit by a car.
Wow.
As a Mario, I wonder if they'd have people punching a coin block like at Universal. We'll see. My ideas that are mostly just greed for wanting the series to come back. A Doc Lewis trainer, where Doc Lewis follows you around and like encourages you to do exercise, like the cutscene in Punch Out when he's biking and Little Mac's running along.
Oh, absolutely.
That would make sense more as a take on Ring Fit AR, where to do exercise outside and not just inside now. And we already have a Fire Emblem app about a game. But what about Advance Wars, going around with little units and territory and trying to claim spots of the world? I would love to see Advance Wars come back in some capacity. That could be a way to do it with Niantic.
Do you think people would get mad at Advance Wars coming back as a mobile game, kind of like Diablo Immortal or that Command and Conquer mobile game? Because I remember a lot of people just getting so mad when they were mobile games.
It depends, I guess, just on the execution of it. I mean, if it's a really trimmed down game, I could see people getting mad. But if it's deep enough or entertaining enough, I think people will be fine with it. And then they can get mad at once they encounter Grit, my nemesis. So, with his sniper long distance range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other like dormant franchises they could bring back in mobile. Golden Sun? I don't know.
Well, RPG games could be neat, like with random battles. Just set up AR battles throughout the world, go and attack enemies. Like
exactly.
It wouldn't happen, but you could do like a Mario RPG or Earthbound type game too. But
they should just make an Eternal Darkness mobile game. I know Nintendo didn't exactly make Eternal Darkness. I think they just published it, right? But yeah, like make it a mobile game. Mobile games are scary. They can be scary. I'm pretty sure they came out with an Alien Isolation sequel on mobile. I don't know if that ever came out, but
I'm imagining the sanity effects with your phone just making random noises as you're walking along, like, hello? It's like it records maybe your friend or something talking and just plays it back for you later. Like, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh, that would be like a breach of privacy almost. Kind of like just the game records your phone calls. And all this other stuff. I was thinking they could just give you a fake phone call from somebody or something, but nope. It's like they just listen to your phone conversations and, oh man, what if it looked up like your internet history and like scared you by like sending your embarrassing search history to your friends or something?
Yeah,
that'd be so bad.
Creates fake tweets by yourself that you made like while sleeping. Like, oh, I don't remember doing this.
Oh man, this is just, I thought this would not be a good idea, but I'm loving this even more the more we're talking about it. Just Nintendo, if you do this, just send us royalties, okay? All right, but I think that's pretty much all for the discussion we have today. Let us know what your Niantic Nintendo mobile phone ideas are in the comment section down below. Also, let us know what you think of the Nintendo Switch Pro rumors, as well as the Pikmin mobile game itself. Let us know, and be sure to check out the videos on the right for more topics that you'd be interested in, and subscribe to Gamexplain for more discussions like this one. But until next time, everyone, bye.